Hi everybody and welcome. I'm Paradise and today we are going to be working on a slow flow that's focused on the hips. For today's practice, you can use a couple of blocks, really just one if you have it, if not, no big deal. And we will be doing a little bit of binding, so if that's something that's challenging or you just want a little bit more space, a strap or a belt, such as this, would work great. Again, both of those are optional, certainly not required. All right, so we are gonna start on our back bodies today. If you would please find your way there. And just give yourself a few moments to arrive. If you'd like, you can bring the soles of the feet together, take hands onto the low belly. And you can always slide some blocks underneath the thighs here to bring the earth up to you, but hands on the low abdomen, eyes closed if you're comfortable with that. And we'll just take a few moments to connect to the breath. So a nice, deep, full belly breath here. Breathing into the palms. A nice, easy exhale, let it go. And we'll do that again. Deep, full breath into the low abdomen. And easy, slow exhale, lengthening that out breath as much as you can. Let's do that one more time, breathing into the belly. And nice, easy exhale, let it go. Lovely, and then we'll go ahead and set our left foot down onto the earth and we're gonna grab for the right thigh. You can interlace the fingers behind the right leg here, and before we do anything else, let's go ahead and give our knee joint a little bit of love. So we'll just bend and extend this right leg a few times. And then the next time your right leg is extended, hold please, and then here we'll move the ankle. So pointing and flexing through the ankle, and then we'll make some circles with the toes in both directions. And then from here, we're gonna find a half happy baby. So we're gonna bend into this right knee, and you can grab the right thigh, calf, ankle, or the foot, whatever is available to you. You can always use a strap here as well. And then we're just gonna give ourselves a few moments to feel the shape in the body. You can add a little bit of movement if you'd like. You can also open this left thigh out, so back into that butterfly position essentially. So we have half butterfly on this left leg and then a half happy baby here on the right leg. Just give your hips a few moments here to open up. Take one more big breath in and out. And then we're gonna reset this left foot. We'll take right ankle over left thigh. And from here, we're gonna find a figure four stretch. So for some bodies, this might be plenty. You could always take right hand to the right thigh and gently press away. Or if available to you, you can draw that left leg in, reach through your figure four, and you might grab the thigh or yoga pants or your shin. And again, you could use the strap here to take around this left leg, lengthening the arms, essentially making the bind a little bit more accessible. And anytime we're lingering and hanging out in the poses, feel free to add a little bit of movement in. We'll take one more breath here and out. And then we'll release the bind of the arms. You can take the arms out to a T if that feels good for you, and we're gonna let knee and foot fall over to the left. Now this is a pretty big twist and it's early yet in the practice, so if this feels like too much, feel free to unbind the legs and just do your favorite twist here to the left. We can take gaze in the opposite direction. Give ourselves a few moments to land in this shape. Let's take another big breath in together and out. And then with an inhale, we're gonna come back up through center. Let's release and let that go, and we'll do that on the second side. So you'll draw that left leg in, interlacing the fingers behind the left thigh, bending and extending the leg a few times to oil up this left knee joint. And then the next time your left leg is extended, hold and move into your ankle joint, just pointing and flexing. Make some circles with the toes in both directions. And then we will find a half happy baby here. So again, grabbing anywhere that's available, inside or outside of the foot works well also. And any bit of movement you wish. You can also, again, let this right knee open out, finding this half happy baby on the left leg now, and Baddha Konasana, or a half butterfly pose here on the right side. And then of course there's the breath, the most important part of our practice. So as much as you can, let the breath flow through and stay connected to the breath. We'll take one more in and out. And then from here, we're gonna take left ankle over right thigh. And again, same options. You can keep that right foot planted, gently pressing that left thigh bone away, or drawing that right leg in, reaching through your figure four, grabbing whatever's available to you. And we'll take a few moments here to let the hips open up. Any bit of exploratory movement that's calling to you, feel free to add that in. Keep watching and feeling the breath sensations as they come up. We're here for one more in and out. And then we're going to release the spine, arms out to a T. We'll take a big breath in. Exhale, knee and foot will fall over to the right. Or again, you can find your favorite twist to the right and take the gaze in the opposite direction. Really allow your spine a few moments to ring out here. Closing the eyes if that feels good for you. Let's take one more breath in together and out. And then with an inhale, we'll find our way back through center. Lovely. Go ahead and release that bind, let it go. And we'll take a big good morning stretch now, reaching fingertips away from the toes. Get as long as you possibly can. And then on an exhale, draw your knees into your belly. Give yourself a little squeeze. From here, if it feels okay in your spine to rock up and down the length of the spine a few times, you might try that on, or you can just roll over to your side. But we are going to come all the way up into a tabletop position. And again, just give yourself a few moments to land here, hands and knees. Spread the fingers out nice and wide. We'll do a little bit of cat-cowing. Inhale, lifting the heart, tailbone, the belly softens down towards the ground. As you exhale, dome and round the back and press the ground away from you. Do that again. Inhale, extend through the spine. Exhale, dome and round the back. And then when you're ready, we'll come into a neutral spine. Curl the toes under, lift your knees and hips. Downward facing dog, downward facing dog. And then again, anytime we're pausing, you have this opportunity to add movement and anything that feels good. Think exploratory in nature, so just kind of exploring the shape. How does it feel to be in this shape, in this moment? So any movement that's coming to you, I'm pedaling through the feet myself. We'll take one more breath here together and out. And then with an inhale, we're going to shift forward, coming into a high plank position. As you exhale, take the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Do that a couple more times. This is good work for the shoulders, and we're starting to wake up the core. Inhaling, shifting the hips forward, finding high plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, forward, high plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. From here, a little bit more love for the calves. We're going to put a big generous bend into that right knee now. Heavy your left heel. The head is nice and heavy as well. The shoulders are relaxed. Take a big breath in and sigh it out. And then switch. Biggest bend here in your left knee. Right heel heavies down towards the earth. Finding a little stretch here for this right calf, giving it some love. Let's take a big breath in together again and let it go. And then both heels nice and heavy. We'll start to walk the hands back towards the legs. Please take as much time as you need and bend your knees as much as you like. Once you do make it to your legs, press against them. Hands can come onto the shins or the thighs. Think about rolling the shoulder heads back, reaching the top of the head towards the front of your space. Get as much length as you can in your low back here. And then exhale, release and let everything go. Head is heavy. If you like, you can grab opposite elbows, maybe add a little sway here, side to side. Nice, easy forward fold here. Take one more breath in and out. And then if you have any sort of bind, slowly release and let that go and come all the way up with me, all the way up to standing, one vertebra at a time. At the very top, we'll pick the shoulders up, loop them back and down, and we'll come to stand tall here. Finding Tadasana for a moment. So practicing good posture. Feel your heels sitting bones distance apart. Spread the toes out nice and wide. Think about stacking the bones, engaging the abdomen, a little lift in your pelvic floor, shoulders relaxed, back and down. And then here with an inhale, we're gonna swing the arms out and up, nice and slow. You might imagine like you're gathering up energy as you do this. And then exhale, nice and slow, the arms are gonna lower. Take your time, let the movement take up the entire length of the breath. Again, inhale, we lift. And exhale, we lower. Now you can stay with this, or if you want a little balance work, the next time you inhale, you'll lift the heels up, reaching down, rooting down through the ball mounds of the feet, inhaling all the way up. Exhaling nice and slow, everything lowers. Try to resist as you lower. If you find it challenging to balance, set your gaze on something that's not moving. Keep it there. That might help. So setting a drishti, if you will. Exhaling, arms come down nice and slow. We're strengthening the ankles here. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, root down through the ball mounds of the feet. Lift your heels, reach up. And exhale, nice and slow. We lower, everything releases down. Lovely. Kind of shake that out, let it go, and then again, stand tall. All right, so here as you're ready, we'll once again reach the arms out and up. Take a big breath in. Exhale, this time we're gonna fold, bowing forward. With an inhale, press against your thighs. Find that length again. Exhale, release the hands down. We'll walk ourselves forward, back into that high plank position, Take a big breath here. Exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the ground. You can always drop your knees first. Try to lower down with control. So press the ground away from you as you lower. And here we're gonna find Sphinx pose. So we're gonna prop ourselves up onto our forearms. The elbows are right underneath the shoulders. And then from here, we're gonna take our right knee out to the right. So think like a half frog pose. And we're gonna walk our left elbow a little further forward, open your palm, and then you'll let your left cheek, left ear rest here into your hand. And just give yourself a moment to feel this shape in the body. So gently letting the front of that right hip open up, getting a little bit more length in the left side of the neck. We're here for one more breath in and out. And then as you're ready, let's go ahead and reset, and we'll do this on the second side. So again, we'll find Sphinx. And then this time the left knee is gonna open out to the left. We'll walk that right elbow just slightly forward, open that right palm, and releasing the right ear, right cheek here into the hand, and giving ourselves a few moments to settle into this shape. Nice big breath in towards sensation wherever it is you're feeling this the most. Full breath out. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and reset back into Sphinx we go. And then from here, we're gonna do a little cat-cowing in this shape. So as you inhale, draw the sternum forward. Exhale, round the upper back, tuck your chin in. Do that again, inhale. We'll draw the chest forward. Exhale, rounding the upper back. One more time, inhale. Think cow in this shape. Exhale, round your back. Lovely, we'll settle back in. And then from here, I'm just gonna extend the arms, the palms rather, beyond the corners of the mat. I'm gonna press into the hands and send the heart forward. And here we'll have seal pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. And then let's go ahead and release the hands down and take it all the way back into that downward facing dog shape. Big breath in your down dog. Full breath out. With an inhale, we'll shift forward once again, high plank pose. This time we're gonna drop the knees down and walk our right foot forward to the outside of the right hand. So for today, we're gonna turn the right toes out, and so that my heel is on the mat, but the ball of my foot is off of the mat, and then curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, and walk it back a little bit. And do this a couple of times, or maybe even a few times, until you get all the length you can between your two thigh bones. And you might give yourself a moment or two to settle here. You might notice, I tend to rock and sway anytime I'm lingering in a pose, in an effort to notice and feel all the different corners, all the different crannies of the posture, if you will. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and walk the hands over to the left side now. So going to the left side of the mat. And for some bodies, this might be plenty. If you'd like a little bit more, you can drop that left forearm down, come onto your right fingertips, and then walk your right fingertips as far away from you as you can. So try to get as much length here in the right side body as possible. And then take a big breath here into your right lung. And out. Lovely, and then we'll slowly come on back, bringing everything back through center, and we're gonna step this right foot to the back of the mat. From here, right away, curl the toes under, lift your knees and hips, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, as we call it in Sanskrit. And then with an inhale, we'll shift forward once again into that high plank position. From high plank, we're gonna lower all the way back down to the ground. The last time I did this, I had the knees down. You can always bring the knees down if available to you to lower down with control with the knees lifted, please do so. And then this time we'll take the hands off the mat and onto the wood or onto the floor. You'll be on the fingertips, palms are lifted, elbows towards the ceiling. Press into your fingertips, look forward, take a big breath in. As you exhale, lower down, right shoulder, right ear, look to the left. Inhale will bring you up through center. Exhale over to that second side. Do that again, one more time each side. Inhale up through center. Exhale, right shoulder, right ear. Inhale brings you up through center. Exhale over to that second side. Lovely. With an inhale, we'll come back up through center. Go ahead and release your palms back, wing them back. Think about squeezing shoulder blades towards one another. There's option here to float the toes if that feels well, that feels okay in your body. And think length here. Get as long as you can from the top of your head all the way to your toe tips. We'll take one more breath in. Exhale, release, let it go right away back into that tabletop position. We're gonna set up for that extended lizard pose here on the second side. So that left foot's gonna step forward to the outside of the left hand, turning the left toes out. Ball mound of the foot is off of the mat. The heel stays on the mat. And then I'm gonna curl the back toes under, pick my back knee up, and walk it back. I'm gonna do this a few times until I can get all the length that's available to me in this shape. And then a moment to pause and settle and just be here. Big breath in and out. And then as you are ready, we'll go ahead and walk the hands over to that right side. And again, you can stay just like this or dropping down to that right forearm, walking the left fingertips as far away from you as you can, getting all the length we can in the left side body. Holding and breathing here, couple of rounds of breath. Directing the breath and the attention to the left lung. Try to fill up a little bit more there. One more big breath in and out. And then we'll slowly walk everything back through center, and we'll go ahead and step that left leg back. Right away back into downward facing dog you go. Curl the toes under, lift your knees and hips. Press the ground away from you. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. With an inhale, we'll shift forward, high plank. High plank again, all the way down to the ground, dropping the knees first or not, depends on what you need today. And then bring your hands to frame the lower ribs, hug the elbows, and press the tops of your feet into the earth. With an inhale, we'll send the heart forward for cobra. Exhale, nice and slow, set your spine back down onto the mat. Two more, inhale. Exhale, nice and slow, we lower. One more time, inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. And then with an inhale, all the way back into that downward facing dog position. Take a big breath in through your nose. Take a full breath out. With an inhale, your right leg will rise. Exhale, bend knee, stack hips open. Take a big breath here into the front of your right hip. And then exhale this leg all the way forward and through. We're going to lower our left knee down to the earth. And this is a wonderful place for blocks if you have them, or you can be on the fingertips. Depends on whatever feels more comfortable for you and whatever you have available to you. We're going to think about doing cat-cow here in the spine as we transition from this shape into a half splits, into Ardha Hanumanasana. So this will be our in breath. As you exhale, we'll extend through the front leg. You can float the ball mound of that front foot and bow in. We're going to go back and forth. Again, inhaling, lifting through the heart. Exhale, you can allow the upper back to round here as we extend through the front leg. Let's do that again. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. With an inhale, we'll come back into that lunge. From here, we're going to curl the back toes under and lift the back knee. And now your left hand might lower to a lower setting of the block, or it might be down on the ground. Right hand's going to come to the hip if your neck and shoulders are talking to you today, or you can extend your right arm up to the ceiling if that feels okay in your body. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, reach underneath your left armpit. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, open your chest up to the right. Exhale, reach through underneath the left armpit. 1 more time, take a big breath in. Exhale, reach in, reach in, reach. Lovely, and then let's go ahead and reset. Again, you could be on fingertips or blocks here. We're gonna take a big breath in, find length in the body. Exhale, we extend through the front leg. So it's just as we were doing before. This time my back knee is lifted, moving with breath. Again, incorporating a little bit of spinal extension and flexion as I move through these 2 different shapes. Inhaling, coming into that lunge. Exhaling into this half or a long stance pyramid rather. We're gonna hold here. Now let's go ahead and root the whole right foot down. This will move the stretch into the front of your shin. Find length in your body as you breathe in, as you breathe out, belly to thigh. Draw your right hip crease back. Try to find the longest line of energy you can from your crown to your tailbone, and try to avoid shrugging the shoulders. Try to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. With an inhale, again, we lengthen, lift up halfway. Left hand will root under your shoulder, right hand to hip or sky. Let's twist here. And then undo it. We'll re-bend into the front knee, plant the palms, and step your right foot back, high plank pose. From this high plank, again, lowering, now this time either all the way or hovering in chaturanga. Option for an upward facing dog or a cobra or any back bend that feels good for you. We will press back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through your nose and sigh it out. Lovely. With an inhale, your left leg will rise. Exhale, bend knee, yawn your hips open. Take a big breath here, and then on and exhale all the way forward and through. Right knee will lower down to the earth. And as you're ready, we're going to come on back into our kneeling lunge, grabbing on to those blocks. Send the heart forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale, extending through the front leg. Float the ball mound of the foot. Keep going. Inhale, bend into your front knee. Send the heart forward. Exhale, we extend. Let's do it 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale here. Lovely. With an inhale, we'll go ahead and re-bend into that left knee. We're going to curl the back toes under, release the back knee. And then right hand roots under your shoulder. You might lower your block if you're using one, or hand down to the ground. Left hand again could be at the hip or reaching for the sky. Twisting to the left. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, reach underneath your right armpit. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach and reach and reach. 1 more time. Big inhale to open. Exhale, reach as far as you can. Lovely. And then come back through center. Again, fingertips or blocks here. Think lift of the heart. Think extension in the spine. Think cobra in your upper back. Exhale, extend through the front leg. You can float the ball mound of that front foot. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, long stance pyramid. Again, inhale, we lunge. Exhale, we extend through that front leg. Let's hold here. Root your whole left foot down. See if you can get any more length in your spine. Reach the top of your head forward. Take a big breath in and then exhale to bow. Think about drawing your navel towards the thigh. Nice long low back here. We're here for one more breath in and out. With an inhale again, grow the spine. Right hand will root into your shoulder, left hand to hip or sky. Twisting to the left. Big breath here. Exhale, undo it. Rebend into that front knee. And once again, we will step it back into that high plank position. From high plank, we're going to lower again all the way down to the ground. Feel free to drop the knees. And then this time we're going to reach back once again and find locust. So here's where that strap comes in. If you are able to bind the hands, you might not need it, but if you cannot, you could grab the strap here. Hands are going to come off the sacrum and towards the ceiling. And then we breathe here. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, release, let it go with a big inhale all the way back. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through your nose. Sigh it out and let it go. Lovely. With an inhale, your right leg will rise. Exhale, bend, knee stack, hips open. Big breath into the front of the right hip. Exhale, we'll step it all the way forward and through. And this time we're going to spin the back heel down perpendicular to the front foot. With a big inhale, you'll come up into a warrior one. I'm going to switch sides so I can face you. So from this warrior two position, we're gonna try to open the pelvis up as much as we can, open the hips up as much as we can to the wide edge of the mat. And then we're gonna take the arms out nice and wide. Take a big breath here. We're gonna take right elbow over left, Garudasana arms if that's available to you. It could be a bear hug if that feels better. And then we'll do a little cat-cowing here. So think elbows up and away. Inhale, extend through the spine. Exhale, round it in, just elbows to sternum. Do that again. Inhale, open. Exhale, we round. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, we round. Lovely. Come into a neutral position. Release that, let it go. Drishti right over your right fingertips. Shoulders down the back. Engage the abdomen. Flip the front palm, reverse, take it back. And then with an inhale, return. Extend through the front leg, reach as far forward as you can. We'll find Trikonasana, triangle pose. Be less concerned with getting your right hand down to the ground and think more about expanding out in all directions. We're gonna take one more big breath here and out. And then with an inhale, we'll come back into a warrior two, but really just as a moment to transition into goddess pose. So now all 10 toes pointing at the get-go here towards the wide edge of the mat. Make sure your heels are in alignment and a slightly shorter stance for the shape. And then we'll draw the heels in, the toes go out. And we're gonna come to have a seat in goddess pose. We'll take left hand to the inner left thigh. You're gonna press there and drop your left shoulder down. The head is nice and heavy. And then come through center. And then over to the other side, left hand to the inner left thigh. Pressing here, back through center. One more time each side, right hand, inner right, left hand to the inner left thigh. Shoulder drops. Through center, and then over to the second side you go. Lovely, and then come back through center. From here, we're gonna bring hands back behind us, interlace the fingers, stay in the legs. Take a big breath in. Exhale, we bow, hands off the sacrum and towards the ceiling. Head nice and heavy. Give yourself another moment here. And then exhale, release that bind, let it go. Go ahead and parallel the feet. Give yourself a few moments to land and arrive here. If you want to add a little sway side to side, you're welcome to do so. And then we're going to do a bit of twisting. So as you're ready, we're going to extend through the spine like you're doing a half forward fold. Take your right fingertips under the nose, left hand at the hip or at the sky. We twist to the left, release, left fingertips under the nose, lengthen the body on a breath in, and then we twist over to the right. Lovely. Release one more time each side. Right fingertips under the nose. The spine lengthens. Left hand to hip or sky. Release, let it go. Second side, left fingertips under the nose. Extend the spine, right hand to hip or sky. Lovely. Release, let it go. Turn all 10 toes towards the top of your mat. Here we're going to find standing split. And this might look more like a warrior 3, where the torso is a little bit more upright. Or if you're comfortable bowing a little deeper in, you're welcome to do that. You can take 1 or 2 hands to your shin and challenge your balance there. And if you fall out, no big deal. You just put the hands down. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, release your left foot next to right. Press against thighs, shins get long. Exhale, release, let it go. Inhale, root to rise. Let's come all the way back up. Reach through your fingertips. Exhale, we bow all the way back in. Inhale again, press against thighs, shins get long. Exhale, release the hands down, step or hop your feet to the back of the mat, and then flow through your expression of a vinyasa. So you could lower all the way down from here or hover at the bottom of a push-up. You can add in an up dog, a cobra, a locust, any back bend we've done thus far, or you might be holding plank as I'm doing and then just move straight back into a downward facing dog. So you get to decide what your vinyasa looks like. Just when you do make it to down dog, let us take a big breath in together and out. Lovely. And then from here, your left leg will rise. Exhale, bend knee, stack hips open. Big breath into the front of the left hip. Exhale all the way forward and through, and we'll spin the back heel down perpendicular to the front foot, coming up into that warrior 2 position. So again, let me face you. You hold the shape and give yourself a few moments just to land and arrive here. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel that center line of your body lifting from pelvic floor to crown. And then let's take these eagle arms or bear hug, left over right this time. Yeah, so again, it could be a bear hug, or we'll eagle wrap the arms wherever you are, elbows up and away from you. With an inhale, think extension in the spine like you're doing cow. Exhale, round your back, bring your elbows to sternum. Just feel this here in the body. Again, we inhale, open. Exhale, we round in. One more time. And out. So challenging the balance, moving the spine, opening the shoulders, strengthening the legs, all at the same time. We're back in a warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reverse, and take it back. Lovely. With an inhale, come on back, extend through the front leg. Try not to lock out the knee. Reach as far forward as you can, and then you'll just tick-tock the arms up and down. Trikonasana, triangle pose. And remember, these extended arms are all extra. If at any point that's bothering your neck and shoulders to be there, you can always take a hand to the hip. That works just as well. Take another breath in and out. With an inhale, we'll come back into that warrior 2. And again, it's just as a means to transition into a wide-legged stance here. So both feet are pointing towards the wide edge of the mat. Make sure your heels are in alignment. There's a good chance that they are not. And then bring your hands onto your hips. Roll the shoulders back. Lift through the heart. Take a big breath in. Exhale, nice and slow. We'll bow. So fingertips to earth. If the earth feels far, please take a block or a book underneath your hands. We want to give ourselves something to root into here. And we're going to work some high lateral lunges. So we're going to put a little bend here into the right knee as the left leg extends or stays extended, stretching the inner left thigh, and then through center and then over to that second side you go. Let's keep going through center, again bending into the right knee, left leg nice and long until you feel a stretch on the inner left thigh, and then through center and over to the other side. And this might be plenty. Feel free to stay here. If you like a little bit more, you can. On the knee side, on the bent knee side, you can turn the toes out. So for example, I'm going to do it here on this right side. Turn the toes out and come all the way into a half squat. As I do this, I'll need to go ahead and externally rotate my left leg, free it up. Nice. And then come through center. and then you'll move over to the other side. Again, the knee that is bending, if I'm coming into full skandasana or a half squat shape, I'm going to turn those toes out and then rotate my extended leg open. Nice. Let's do it one more time. So again, these could be these high lateral lunges that you're moving through side to side, or a full skandasana. And then when you're satisfied with that, when you feel complete, we'll go ahead and turn all 10 toes towards the top of the mat once again and find our way into this standing split position. So again, this is your variation, your practice. So you move in a way that suits you. If you like to be a little bit more upright in this shape, you're welcome to do so, or maybe a little bit more draped over this extended leg, the standing leg. You can take one or two of your hands to your shin here. Take one more breath wherever you are. Exhale, release your right foot next to left. Press against thighs, shins get long. Exhale, release and let that go. And then let's bend the knees and we'll find chair pose here. So from this chair pose, we're gonna come to sit all the way down, and you could, if you want a little challenge, try to sit down maybe without the use of the hands. If that's not available and you need to put your hands down, that's no problem at all. But we're going to come all the way down, and from here we're going to find boat pose just to activate the core a little bit. So you could grab onto the legs, of course, or maybe the feet are floating. You can release the arms here. The heart is lifted. Take another big breath in wherever you are. And then exhale, release and let that go. Take your feet max distance. Hands are going to come back behind you. Lift through your heart. We'll do a little bit of this windshield wipering of the knees side to side. Lovely. I have a couple of postures I like to do that are a little closer to the ground, and then we are going to start to work our way back onto our back bodies and call it. Yeah. So as you're ready, go ahead and come on up. We are going to be on our knees for this one. If you want to take a blanket underneath the knees, you're welcome to do so. And again, it might be nice to have a block handy or your thick book if you're using that. But we're going to, from this, a tabletop position, and I'm facing you. You can, of course, stay in the same orientation on your mat. We're going to extend our left leg out to the left so that we're standing just onto that right knee. And we're going to come all the way up, setting up for gate pose here. Your right arm is going to release down under your shoulder. You can be on fingertips, you can be on a block, or your right hand could be flat on the ground, whatever works best. We're going to take this left arm up and over. So try to avoid shrugging the shoulder and reach as far as you can from your left fingertips to that outer left foot. Of course, if extended arm bothers your neck and shoulders, hand can always go onto the hip here. Wherever you are, think about lifting through your right waist and pressing down a little bit more firmly through that left foot, the outer edge of the left foot. We're here for one more breath in and out. And then slowly we're going to come all the way up. Now we're going to open this thigh out. So externally rotate out your left leg. Think about hinging at the hips. You'll take this left hand to the inside or outside the foot. Again, right arm can go up and over, only if that feels good for you. Now breathe into your right side body. Take one more big breath in and out. And with an inhale, we'll come all the way up. Let's find tabletop once again, hands and knees. We'll do a little bit of cat-cowing, or really any movement that's coming to you. You might sway the hips side to side, move your spine like a jump rope, and then we're going to set up for the second side. So again, if you're using a block, you might move that to the other side. We'll extend right leg out and come to stand all the way up onto our left knee. Nice and tall. And then from here, left fingertips are going to root under your shoulder. Again, fingertips block or palm on the earth, right hand at the hip, at the sky, or overhead, whatever feels best for you. We're just trying to get as long as we can from crown to that outer right foot. If hand is at the hip, if the arm's extended from your right fingertips all the way to the outer edge of that right foot. Think about lifting through your left waist. You're engaging your obliques here. Take another breath in and out. And then with an inhale, we'll slowly bring ourselves all the way up. We're gonna release the right toes up towards the ceiling. And again, think about a little hinge here at the hips as we take the right hand to the inside or outside of this right leg. Left arm's gonna reach up and over. Again, hand can always stay at the hip if that feels better. Looking to get some length here in this left side body. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. We'll take one more. And out. Lovely. With an inhale, we'll come all the way back up. Once again, release the hands out in front of you. This time, bring your knees and big toes to touch. We're going to come all the way back into child's pose, but keeping everything really tight and compact, even sending the fingertips towards the back of the mat. We call this a seated variation of Balasana. Just letting the shoulders open up in the back body here. Take one more breath in and out. And then slowly we'll go ahead and bring ourselves all the way up. Swing the legs out in front of you. We're going to find our way onto our back body. If you do have a block, please grab it or your book. Of course, as always, no props necessary. You can do all the stuff from the ground as well. All right, so we'll come on to the back body here, and we're gonna once again take the feet max distance wide. Let your knees fall over to the right. With an inhale, bring the knees up through center. As you exhale, let them wash over to the left. Again, knees up through center. Exhale over to the right. Let's pause and hold here. You can take the gaze in the opposite direction. Inhale will bring you back through center and over to the second side we go. Lovely, and then find your way back through center. Now walk your feet back in line with your sitting bones. We're gonna grab our block if we're using one and slide it in between the thighs. Otherwise, just imagining like there's a block in between the thighs. We do this to help us remember to use our adductors, our inner thigh muscles. Arms are gonna be alongside body. With an inhale, press into your feet. Slowly begin to lift the hips up. And then as you exhale, nice and slow, set your spine down. So dynamic bridge here with breath. Continue on this path. Inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips up any amount. Exhale, nice and slow. We set the spine down. Again, inhale, we lift into bridge. And exhale, we lower. Now you can stay with this, or if you'd like a little bit more work, the next time your hips are lifted into bridge, you can hold. If this is starting to feel like too much, you can grab that block from in between your thighs and slide it underneath the pelvis, right underneath your tailbone. That's where we're going next. Otherwise, we're holding here, and if you are holding, you can walk your shoulders underneath you and just really trying to fire up the glutes. You can think about digging your heels into the mat and drawing them towards the torso. You might feel a little bit more activity there. One more breath, chest a little bit closer towards the chin. As you exhale, squeeze your block. Take another inhale here, and then we're gonna grab for that block and slide it underneath the pelvis, or just go ahead and lower your pelvis down onto the ground. We'll give ourselves a few moments to pause and be here. Big breath in, and a full breath out. From here, we're gonna extend the legs up towards the ceiling. Again, this could be done on a block or with the pelvis on the ground. Just a nice gentle inversion here. There's a wealth of benefits into going upside down. There's a reason why yogis do it. It's not just to look cool, but one of the main things that's helpful here in taking the legs over the heart is that we are helping drain lymph back towards the heart. So our legs are continuously fighting with gravity. Your calves are or continuously pumping the blood back up from your legs towards your heart to help purify that blood, to get the lymph out. And so this is a nice way to help your legs in that process. Just a few more moments to be here. Being upside down also boosts serotonin in your brain, so the happy chemical. That's why babies squeal when you turn them upside down. So a few more moments here. And then as you're ready, let's go ahead and bend the knees and set the feet. We'll press into them. Move that block out of the way if you're using one. The hips are going to slide over to the right now, and just slightly right of the shoulders. Draw your knees into the belly and let them fall to the left. You could extend your right arm out in opposition, and again, take your gaze over that right shoulder. Nice little twist here. And then with an inhale, we'll come up through center, pressing into your feet. Pick the hips up. Hips will go left, knees into the belly and over to the right. Of course, you can always just do your favorite twist. Drishti in the opposite direction if that's available to you. Let the neck spine get a little love here as well. Inhale will bring us back through center, pressing into the feet. Make sure your hips and shoulders are in alignment. And then here, if you'd like to do happy baby, again, it could be modified, grabbing the thighs, the knees, calves, ankles, or perhaps the feet. Maybe a little rocking here side to side. And then as you're ready, please release and let go. Let your legs extend long. Let your feet roll open. Let the arms rest a little away from your body, palms face up. If you're comfortable, please close your eyes. Just give yourself a few moments to release and soften and relax to the support of the earth beneath you. Watch and feel your breath as it comes in and out. Feel the feeling of being in your body. And if you have the time, I welcome you to rest here for as long as you wish. If you are needing to move on with your day, you can slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. It might feel nice to stretch and reach your body, fingertips away from the toes. It may feel good to draw in and give yourself a gentle squeeze. And perhaps a moment on your side body in the fetal pose. And then when you're ready, we'll use the strength of our arms to bring us back up to a seat. And we'll take a moment here to acknowledge the practice. Palms together at your heart space, bow in and thank yourself for taking time for you. Know that I'm grateful to get to be a part of your journey. Thanks so much.